Do any of you smoke marijuana?
No.
No?
I have, yes.
Have, but you're not sort of a steady
Well,
user.
oh no, I'm not by no means a steady user.
But you continue to use marijuana.
On occasion.
Does everyone you know, or a great number of the people you know, smoke marijuana?
That's rather funny. Before I did, I knew nobody who did. After a while, you get to know large numbers of people who do.
Do you think that the proportion of the population that is using marijuana is greatly on the increase?
I think the increase has taken place. I don't think it's greatly on the increase now. I think it's on the increase. But the initial explosion has already taken place.
I think this has got out of the hippie sort of syndrome into a stage where large numbers of professional people, including, I know several lawyers, for example, who
Yes, I know
smoke
a
from
couple
time to time, doctors and so on.
A great many of the people in high schools who are calling themselves marijuana users are 1- and 2-time users. I'm not sure, you know, how many curious experimenters there would be in the adult population of users, but it would certainly strike me that there would be a lot of 1- or 2-time users amongst them as well.
And yet this is the greatest argument that chief of police and morality offers hurl at young people, isn't it? That once you start, it leads on and on to some path of perdition into hard drugs.
Well, there's just so many myths attached to marijuana that there really has to be some, I think, sensible effort made to distinguish fact from fiction. You know, at one time it was supposed to be one of the best aphrodisiacs in the world, and I think anybody who is familiar with the pharmacological characteristics of it would realize it's like alcohol. You end up impotent. Look at it this way. Why would you call on a policeman to tell you what's wrong with a drug? Why would you call on a physicist, a plastic surgeon, a motor mechanic? The policeman's no expert in the subject. Why don't they call, properly speaking, on a doctor or someone like Reg, who works with a foundation devoted to discovering something about this and other substances we pump into ourselves and our society? I think it's foolish.
No, I don't think we really know enough about it to, say, make it as available as beer or other forms of alcohol, for instance.
We know all about beer and we know about alcohol, and you, more than anybody else, know the social problems that that arise from them.
Okay. I wouldn't want to see marijuana introduced holus bolus into a society that already has so many problem drugs and problem drug users. But if the society would like to give up some of the other drugs, but they
Very
wouldn't.
definitely. I don't think that you can say it's a logical argument that because we have some contaminants, we're going to add some more just because we can tolerate any amount. We can't.
Surely, but a man who abuses liquor now wouldn't then double his abuse if marijuana was legalized.
How do we know? I mean, if marijuana became generally available, it would
well, how
seem
much
to
drunker can a drunk get than when he's 100% polluted?
But if there is another euphoric sort of drug, it would seem to me the people who are going to most use it would very likely be people who have demonstrated in the past that they can become easily dependent upon a drug like alcohol.
Granted, but wouldn't it be an alternate
what's
stimulant?
What's going to happen if marijuana were available everywhere and easily?
Well,
why wouldn't it be an alternate? Why do you assume it would be a straight addition?
I don't assume. I just say that's the risk.
Is not the nature of the two drugs that we're in effect comparing here is entirely different. The alcoholic is in fact dependent on his drug. He has to have it, and he will become a nuisance to society if he can't obtain it, and he will go to considerable lengths to do so. The marijuana just doesn't work that way. Grass just isn't like that.
Well,